see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands.
Today has been such a day because your uncle decided to book himself in to prison.
Is that new hotel that was built down the road?
No, that one is called Prisoner.
Oh, it was French, like Le Prison, something like that.
No. So Stefan's uncle has gone back to jail again. It's emotionally exhausting at this point to have to be dragged to prison with him. He went the first time for 15 years for stealing toothpicks. I warned him that he would get a hefty sentence and he didn't care. And then he went for another 5 years because he thought that people actually slaughtered chickens in order to eat them. Does he not know that they just come the way they are? And then now he has stolen some water from a tap. Like, who does that? He bought his ticket by stealing a bottle of water, which is crazy to me because we have so much water.
Yeah, we have bottles even laying around. Why would he do that?
It's so confusing. So I said to myself that I cannot pay your bail because you chose to do this to you. And he just needs to learn a valuable lesson at this point.
So my family's been thinking that I've been missing, which is weird, for 3 weeks, when I've been in my room the whole time. They just never bothered to look in my room where they would find me if I'm not in the kitchen. So I came back from school and I decided to show them that I'm not missing, and they don't even notice.
Today the worst thing has happened. I found out that my uncle is a criminal. I think that the valuable lesson here is, at the end of the day, what was his name?
He's your uncle. He's not my brother, so I wouldn't know such intimate details.
So there was no moral of the story?
No. So, I'm confused between going to his bail hearing wearing something purple or wearing something white.
I think you should wear that cashmere thing of yours.
That sounds like a dream.
Oh my word.
That would be so good because I'm going to be there, but I'm not paying any money for anything.
Do they have at least EFTs that maybe we can consider?
Even an EFT, because I want to buy myself a Gucci handbag, Louis Vuitton. I can't be paying bail for someone who is a hooligan.
I'm literally coughing, knocking on the table and slapping them, and they can't even see me or hear me. What is going on?
How much is the bail at least?
It's $2.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, I'm not paying that.
Yeah. Oh.
Something weird. I'm feeling an energy that is inconsistent with our energy. So I'm just discussing with Stefan how I don't care about his uncle being in prison, and I feel a dark cloud. Something is not right. There is a weirdness that has just entered. At that point, I'm struggling to breathe. Something is wrong, but I cannot pinpoint what exactly it is.
A dark presence enters the room, starts choking me, choke slam, picks me up, punches me in the face, and I could not breathe anymore. I feel like, in Star Wars, there's that scene where every time Darth Vader comes in, there's that song that plays.
Yeah.
And it gives you that vibe, oh my word,
It's
the dark
just
side has
so uncomfortable.
Yes.
It's not okay. I wonder why that would be.
I think if I Google it, let me see. So I decided I needed to Google, because Google is the best place to find information. Once I Googled what happens if you have a long toenail, and you told me I probably am going to die. So I've gotten everything in my will set because of that.
How do you change your energy? How do you change your atmosphere?
Just feel I think that's about feeling wrong. Feeling a bad vibe.
What does it say?
It's loading. This vibe just killed our internet as well.
That is so crazy. You're back. So I look to my right and Margaret is sitting there. She's just like stalking us in some weird way. She did not announce her presence. She just decided to sit there like some weirdo. I don't know what to do with this kid anymore.
Margaret is in the room.
My mom finally sees me and her only words to me are, "You're back." Oh, now you notice that I'm here.
Hi.
So, in light of all of the negativity and all of the vibes, you know, they speak about the fact that if you are affected by bad vibes, you have a 95% chance of becoming less smart. And I love my intelligence, so I'm deciding to remove myself from the situation. I wonder if they're going to support his vegan lifestyle in jail.
I doubt, unless he carries on with that Bees Life Matter movement.
I think so.
Yeah. I was reading.
Why are you sitting with us right now?
This is the kitchen.
Do you know that you have a disorder? You could spread what you have with us.
I'm gonna move that way to Stefan because we don't know what you have just brought into
What
the
is
house.
wrong with you people?
Why are you wearing heels? Is it a symptom of the virus?
Because they're nice and because I feel like it.
We need
I was
to
reading
isolate.
that the best defense against this, right, is to set boundaries.
Yes. Google is always right.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
I
you people
feel
like to
we
self-diagnose
should
yourselves with
set
Google.
boundaries, meaning that the
Finally, she heard
kitchen.
something. Yes, we are diagnosing ourselves with Google. So we need to set boundaries because your bad vibes could infect us.
You
We don't
are
know
a
where you
bad
picked it
vibe.
up.
Margaret,
Here she goes again with
we
that
are
name.
warning you right now. You have brought an energy into our kitchen.
You know, I think we should go to the bail hearing with her so we can find out if swapping is allowed.
I
So
think
don't
we
have
should
to
do
pay,
that.
What bail
but
hearing?
we can swap, uncle for Margaret.
I think we should just
You have an uncle?
isolate and not speak to her, not eat from this kitchen for like 3 years or something.
I found out that I have an uncle. Well, I don't really know about him, but they said something about a hearing or something like that. I have an uncle? My mom's not capable of having siblings. She can't even take care of her own children.
I think 3 years is too short.
You guys are outrageous.
5 years. What does Google say? 6 years.
Google says we have to decide, looking at the person and looking at Margaret. I think 20 to 30 years will do.
No
because there's the
eating.
cleansing period.
And we could have sushi
Yes.
and Asian
In fact,
food.
this is travel.
Yeah.
So my mom and I are trying to, be responsible people of society. We are trying our best to keep up, with what is happening in the world right now, And what we read on Google is that if somebody goes missing, it is best, and especially when they come back with bad vibes, it's good to isolate yourself from them so that you do not get contaminated with the bad vibes. It says unfriend them on Facebook, unfriend them on Google, unfriend them on Twitter, unfriend them in real life. And if they're your family members, you have to get them adopted. So they have to leave. And we're trying to do that so we don't have to adopt her because, we really, really, really like her. She brings an ambience to the house, Sometimes not good, but yeah, we live with it. So we're now deciding where we need to go and self-isolate. I already took time off from school. Mom took time off from work so we can isolate. So we're thinking of going to Japan or Rio de Janeiro or Cape Town, somewhere nice to really self-isolate. We have to isolate ourselves. I'm so sorry. So I'm not going to my room to pack. To sit
in
And
isolation
I'm in
because you have
isolation.
infested our kitchen. Hope you're proud of yourself.
Like you always do. You are away for how many weeks? You come back and the first thing you do is infect us. Well done, Margaret.
You are the
Well
infection.
done.
They're self-isolating themselves from me. I've been isolating myself from them for the past 3 weeks. Hello?
So me and Stefan were brainstorming ideas on where we'd go to self-isolate.
We realized something.
And we're like, wait,
I can't take off from school. That's not how it works.
why isn't Susan isolating? She chose to disappear for 3 weeks. We looked all over for her and we could not find her. And she comes back and she wants us to move out of our own house. We are going to kick Susan out. This is like deja vu, like Uncle Prison all over again.
Yeah, you know.
Why
I
are
feel
you
like
reading?
Why shouldn't I read?
Because we do not read in this house.
Well, you should say you. I'm not you. Don't we, it's you.
You better be reading books on self-isolation.
Why?
we were thinking
Yeah.
we shouldn't isolate.
Oh, so
Yes,
you think
don't stand
now.
too close.
You use your brain.
And we thought that,
It would be great, you know, if we get to, you know, use the entire house
yes,
like a family should.
and just get you to self-isolate because you chose to leave, so you should pay the consequences.
Every butter, there has to be bread.
What?
If you brought the butter, you have to get the bread.
That does not make
Infected
sense.
butter.
I just made that up.
I know,
am so
that's
wise.
that's really
Thank
good,
you,
Stefan.
Thank you. That's why I'm the smart one in the family, and she just reads books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am not isolating myself.
You need to get up from my expensive wood and leave right now.
No.
You know, there's a song that says, "Get up, stand up, and walk right out of here."
Yeah, that's a good song.
Yes.
A really good song.
Stand up,
Margaret.
Margaret. Walk out here.
I refuse to self-isolate. Why should I do that? I've been doing that for the past 3 weeks.
In fact, Margaret, where did you even go? You were like gone for X amount of days.
Why do you even care?
Who were you with?
What,
Why does it matter?
What's their name?
They're interrogating me, literally forcing my tongue out of my mouth, and I was in my room the whole time.
So Google told us that when people come back with bad vibes, we need to ask them some questions to find out where these vibes came from. And we are asking her such simple questions like, how many milligrams did you eat of certain things, and were you making sure that you stuck to what we told you to wear, and where did you buy those shoes? And she does not want to answer a thing. So at this point, I think she is trying to murder us. She is hiring people to assassinate us through bad vibes.
Who's they?
The alien.
Where did you go?
The only
You are the
people,
alien.
The only people who'd accept you.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we love you, Margaret. You
Oh,
know
y-
that, right?
Wait,
Where
I am
did
so
you buy
shocked.
those
You
heels?
used the word love.
I said the right word, right? It was
No,
love.
that's not the right word.
What word did you say I must use?
Anything but that word.
Oh.
Makes more sense
You
now.
sh-
Bam! Hiroshima drops again. And she's all like, no, you guys are not proper human beings. She was telling me that she wished I was never born. And she was telling me how less of a human I am. And how she'd rather infect the whole world than self-isolate. And that she doesn't respect humanity at all. And rather follow communist China in taking over the world.
No.
You should
Sorry
go
to say
back
that.
to where you bought your heels because we do not want you here. You are not appreciated in this house.
You leave for X amount of days.
The last time I remember, I didn't ask to come back into the house. I just came and I just left. So,
Where were you?
doesn't matter.
So you see the same
How
way
many
you came
times?
and you left, you should leave here to go into your room to self-isolate.
And who's telling me to do that?
The government, it is not safe for a person who leaves their house to not self-isolate, especially when they're giving off bad vibes. Google it.
You Google. You
Yeah,
have
the bad
laptop.
vibes thing is really like on the top of their list.
On my first search, if somebody is giving bad vibes, it's always good to set boundaries.
So,
You need to listen to your brother because he's been educated by Google.
Google runs the world and your books.
okay, whatever.
And China.
Whatever.
Yes.
What does China have to do with this?
They
You
kill
are not
bees.
here, so you don't need to know about the bee injustice that happens there. What you need to do, though, is self-isolate.
And leave
Yes.
right now.
No.
But with all of this said and done, I'm happy Margaret is home and she's safe. Because, 99.9% of the people who leave home don't come back.
So even though she's not telling us where she went and how long she was there, I'm glad to have Susan back in the house because at least she won't go to jail for stealing tap water.
Maybe I should have just stayed in my room.
We'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands.